Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Competitive Battlin. Today we're gonna be taking a look at Gallade. Gallade, if you don't know, he wasn't too shabby. He's not a bad Pokemon, but then, he Mega Evolved, so honestly, he's really good now. I mean, I don't know what's up with the cape. I don't know, and he's got a dual disc on his arm, so I don't really know what's going on. I think he's getting more into anime, playing some Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know what he's doing. But, anyways, his stats, that's the important part. His stats, that attack stat, and that speed stat, and the special defense stat, and that defense isn't too shabby. So, this guy, apart from the fact that his abilities inner focus, he's doing pretty good. So, let's go ahead and take a look at him. First off, first set, clearly I'm going to be showing you guys Mega Gallade. He's pretty sweet. As far as his ability, Justified all day, every day, because Justified, what it does is when you get hit by a dark type attack, it boosts your attack. So, yeah, you basically get rewarded for switching in on a dark type attack. Now, keep in mind, you are a psychic type, so it's gonna hurt a bit, but at the same time, you're a fighting type as well, so there's that. The main benefit is it discourages your opponents from hitting you with dark type attacks. And then also, you got the added benefit of if you can predict when to switch into one, you'll get an attack boost off of it, so that's nice as well. Steadfast is alright. When you flinch, you get a speed boost, but yes, you're going to get flinched from time to time, but it's not going to happen nearly as often as just a dark type attack. So, go with that, for sure. So, as far as the EV spread goes, it's real simple. Your nature should be jolly. No ifs, ands, buts about it. You should max that speed, and you should max that attack. Now, your speed don't look anything special at 80, but remember, he gets boosted to 110, so you're good to go. And then his attack stat's already not bad at all, and then it gets a ridiculous boost, and it's sitting at base 165, so pretty crazy. He just summoned a Blue Eyes White Dragon, so it's pretty crazy. And then as far as your leftover, go ahead and throw it in HP, and you're good to go, really. So, moveset. Let's get some stab options on him. So, of course, he's a fighting type. You want close combat. I mean, it's one of the best fighting type moves around. That and high jump kick. He doesn't get high jump kick, so close combat all day. You're a psychic type. You'd like some psychic stab too. Zen Headbutt, as far as your physical option goes, would be your best choice here. He does get Psycho Cut that has a high crit ratio, but it's only got 70 base power, I think. Either that or 75. We'll take a look, but, Psycho Cut's an option, but I wouldn't run it over Zen Headbutt. There's really no reason at all. So go Zen Headbutt. Plus it's got a nice 20% chance to flinch, so it's not too bad. Not too bad. Third slot. Here's where you got a couple choices. Like a lot of people this gen, knockoff is becoming an oh so popular option because, hey, it's a base 65 power move that doubles, or not doubles in power, but it gets multiplied by 1.5 if they're holding an item. It's competitive play. People always hold items. There's no reason not to, except on maybe a couple sets, and those couple sets are going to be really awkward and probably lower tier anyways, because not running an item is just gimping yourself. So, knock off, baby. And it gets rid of their item in the process, so you're good to go there. However, You got an option if you don't want to run that. You can always run old Ice Punch for some nice coverage, you know, take out them dragon types, you know, take out them flying types. You're a fighting type, flying types are a little bit of an issue. So, you know, it's a good coverage option, but knockoff, as far as terms of utility, knockoff definitely surpasses it there. So the last slot's where you got some choices. Gallade gets access to Shadow Sneak. It's a great priority move. Like, it's a ghost type with priority. Get you some good coverage, get you a priority move. It's honestly it's just great all around. So definitely keep that in mind as an option. However, you know, that Ice Punch I mentioned earlier, let's be honest, knockoff, it's too good to ignore, so, you know, you ran with knockoff. But hey, you still wanted Ice Punch? Go right ahead, throw on that Ice Punch in your last slot, and you're good to go. Nothing wrong about that. However, you know, you got one last option, and this is mainly just for double battles. It can be useful in singles as well, but Protect, you know, it's got tons of utility in double battles, of course, but in a single battle, you could also consider it due to the fact that your speed isn't too great until you Mega Evolve, and if you don't already know, the way Mega Evolving works is you won't run off their speed stat until the following turn after you've Mega Evolved, so Protect will help you stall out that turn that you're Mega Evolving, so that way, you know, if you're going up against something you know you can't outspeed, you can stay in, Protect, and Mega Evolved, and then, if you think you can outspeed it then, go ahead and wreck it. But, you know, that's just an option. It definitely provides way more utility in double battles, but it's an option. So, you know, Shadow Sneak, Ice Punch, or even Protect. Those are the options I'd stick with. So, now that we've taken a look at Mega Gallade, this about does it for how Mega Gallade runs. We're gonna go take a look at some non-Mega Gallades. So, first up for non-Mega Gallade, let's go ahead and give him his item. Generally, you're gonna want like a Life Orb, really, because, you know, Life Orb, it's a great move. Like, honestly, it's a great move. It's all around good. There's nothing really you can go wrong with Life Orb. It takes a little bit of HP, but, you know, you get 1.3, multiplies your damage by 1.3 at the cost of just a little bit of recoil damage. So that's not that big of a deal, really. Not really. I mean, it's a little bit of a deal, but it's not too big of a deal, so it's really whatever. And of course, if, you know, you've already got someone on your team with a Life Orb, Lumberry's always an option to prevent, you know, mainly burns, because he's a physical attacker, but it'll take care of any other status condition as well, so you can consider Lumberry if someone else already has a Life Orb on your team, but generally, just stick with that Life Orb. So as for the EV spread and nature, you actually got an option. You can go with either Adamant or Jolly. Jolly's gonna get you that more speed, but remember, you're not Mega Evolving, so you don't have a crazy amount of speed in the first place. So Adamant's definitely an option as well. Gallade's at the point where, you know, he's got that 80 base speed, so he's decently fast, but he's not very fast, you know. Any Pokemon that is, you know, known for its speed is just gonna blow Gallade out of the water, so keep in mind, Jolly's gonna help you outspeed some other base 80s and stuff that normally don't run it, but otherwise, you know, Adamant generally just gets you that more attack bulk, and you're gonna want to max his attack, and Same goes for the speed, really. You just want to max that again and throw your leftovers in HP and you're good to go. And then the ability, you could consider steadfast on this, but you know, I still think justified is just a better option, but you could consider steadfast. It's not the worst ability. And then moveset time. As far as the moveset, you know, it's generally similar. You're gonna want to run. Well, on this, you're gonna want to run a boosting move, really. So, Sword Stance is definitely an option here. And then you do get access to close combat, so you're gonna want to go with that, because that's honestly, it's a great move there. Nothing wrong about it. And then the third slot is where you get a little bit of choices here. That's where Zen Headbutt comes into play, but at the same time, you know, we're a little cram-packed for space since we're running a boosting move, so you don't have to run it, and you can go with old Knockoff instead, or even Ice Punch in that slot, and I'd say those are your options for that slot. And then whatever you're not running up here in this slot becomes an option down here, such as, you know, Ice Punch or Knockoff. They become an option down there, but you also have the additional option of Shadow Sneak, and I would definitely consider running Shadow Sneak on this set due to the fact that you don't have a great speed stat anymore, so you get great priority from that. So that way you can still outspeed some things when you need to finish it off, but you know, you're not that fast. You only got 80 base speed. So definitely consider Shadow Sneak in that last slot. And then that about wraps it up here. You could run an alternate set that would involve bulk up and then switch out that close combat for a drain punch, and that would make you a bit more bulky, a bit more reliable recovery. You know, that's going to be raising your defense, but your defense isn't too crazy. So if you wanted to go with this particular moveset, I'd say go a bit more into your bulk department, honestly, and maybe sacrifice your speed for some HP and throw some extra in, you know, special defense, or not special attacks, special defense, or maybe even defense. I'd say probably special attack or special defense, because bulk up's gonna be it's gonna be taking care of your defense boost, and this will generally give you, it's your basic boosting Gallade, but you're a whole lot bulkier than the more offensive variant. So it's just a little alternate EV spread with a couple different move changes there, and same options apply in this slot as well as this slot, and then you would just run Drain Punch and bulk up in here. That's the only difference, and it would generally be the same, just a bit more bulkier, a little less, you know, speedy. So that does it for Boosto Gallade. And last set. Last set time is, well, last set, it's basically a support set, really. It's generally better for double battles, generally. Well, basically. But anyways, this would be a regular Gallade. And on this set, I would recommend just kind of forgetting about speed. Go with Adamant, and then just max your attack, max your HP, and I'd say throw your leftovers in. Well, you know, it doesn't matter a whole lot, but really, alternately, you could run speed and throw your extras there if you really wanted to. However, you have an option of Trick Room on this set, so if you're running Trick Room on this set, definitely forget about the speed. And I'd say throw your leftovers in Special Defense, honestly. So just keep in mind, you can go with the speed if you're not running Trick Room on this set, but if you are running Trick Room, forget about the speed because it's going to hinder you at that point. And then as far as the item, you're actually going to want to run Focus Sash, really, and then the ability, I'd say go with Justified, but you know, Steadfast, well, definitely don't go with Steadfast if you're running Trick Room, because that's going to hurt you again with the speed boost, but Steadfast isn't bad, it's just not justified, honestly. It's just not as justified as justified. See what I did there? Yeah, that was a bad pun, I'm sorry, I apologize for that. I'm gonna stop now. So, moveset time. Moveset, you're gonna run, as far as the first slot, you're gonna run some stab in close combat, and then your second slot, you're gonna run either Zen Headbutt or Knockoff, really. You're not really gonna mess with Ice Punch on this set, because we're trying to squeeze in some more support options here, so either Zen Headbutt or Knockoff. Zen Headbutt's definitely gonna get you your stab and some coverage in that area of psychic typing, but Knockoff's definitely gonna have more utility, so I definitely consider that since it is a support set, but there's nothing wrong with Zen Headbutt either. So next slot, here's where you're gonna run either Wide Guard, which that'll protect all your allies from multi-target hits, so it's really helpful, mainly for double battles. It's really helpful. So, and that gives him some great support there. But you can also go with Quick Guard, and that'll protect your allies from priority attacks that turn. So, that's also some great utility, and that's why, you know, I say this set's generally for double battles, because those moves, you know, they aren't really helping anyone if it's not in a double battle. So, definitely keep that in mind. I guess it works in triple battles too, but, you know, triple battles aren't that common. So either Wide Guard or Quick Guard, go with one of those. And then your last slot, here's where you got an option of either Trick Room, like I said, and of course if you're running a Trick Room team, then definitely consider that, because you'll have another guy to set up Trick Room for you, and makes a slower Pokemon move first, you know. You know how Trick Room team work. You run super slow Pokemon, but you go first because Trick Room. And you'll be good to go. However, you know, you don't have to run it on a Trick Room team. You can always go with Icy Wind. Icy Wind will do quite the opposite, really. It'll lower your speed, or your foe's speed, by one stage. So, hit your opponent and lower their speed instead of, you know, swapping the speeds to make yourself go first. You can just straight up lower their speed to make you go first. So, you know, either way you're manipulating the speed there. So, that's what I would recommend in that last slot if you're not running a Trick Room team, obviously. And that would honestly about do it for Gallade. You know, he's got a few sets here. You know, the personal, well, my personal favorite would probably have to be old classic Boost Gallade, honestly. But the best set here is definitely gotta be the Mega set, you know, because look at those stats, man. Look at those stats. And plus, you know, he's entered in the Battle City tournament. You know, he's about to win some rare cards, man. So, that's cool. You know, he's got a cape. I don't know what's up with that, you know. I think he went a little too fabulous. I don't know what he's doing here. But, you know, Gallade's a weird looking Pokemon in the first place. Look at those hips. He, like, whatever he ate went straight to his thighs. So anyways, that does it for Gallade, guys. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button. And, you know, if you want to see one of my next videos coming out, hit that subscribe button. And once again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Have a great day, guys. Bye.